begin our time with a word of prayer this morning. Glory and praise to you, Lord of light, perfection of beauty, splendor of majesty, brilliance of wisdom, bright holiness, deep mystery, refining fire. Shine upon us with the radiance of your face and the warmth of your blessing. Let us reflect the light you give and be a light to the nations, so that all the earth may know your glory. To you, O God, we pray, through Jesus Christ our Lord, and in the unity of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Well, good morning. My name is Keith Carlson. I have the blessing and the privilege of being on the Board of Trustees here at Pacifica Christian. We want to welcome everyone to yet another great conversation series that the school hosts. I want to first thank our head of school, David O'Neill, in absentia, who had to be actually on a business trip on a school day, and the entire Pacifica team for putting together yet another great TGC event. We have somewhere in the neighborhood of 400 people attending this morning, 200 if you're parking enforcement. For our previous events, we've discussed C.S. Lewis on education, very personal. We've also had a symposium where we learned from C.S. Lewis scholars on the problem of suffering. We've had professors teach us on economic theory, foreign policy, and Shakespeare. What is fun, we hope, for you, our guests, is that you begin to experience just a bit of that interconnectedness of the great ideas and the great conversations that come from all of those ideas. And really, it's a model, it's just a microcosm of what our students get to do in the classroom and throughout the entire four-year curriculum here at Pacifica, engage in this dialogue amongst the great thinkers and leaders throughout history. And as you realize, it's not just the ideas that are interconnected. So too are the people who travel with and promote these very ideas. So as an example of that, and I assure you this is all coincidental, our C.S. Lewis, one of our C.S. Lewis speakers, Father Dr. Andrew Kuhn, studied undergraduate with our foreign policy expert who spoke to us TGC a couple years ago, Dr. Will Inbo, who in turn studied together in graduate school with Senator Ben Sasse, our speaker this morning. So even TGC is interconnected throughout the days and ages. So as diverse as our TGC topics can be, and bringing in people from all parts of the country, Oxford, England, New York, Michigan, Texas, now Nebraska, there is this connection with both Pacifica and its community, and how we reach out and want to open the doors and invite you, our guests, in to be part of this great conversation that our students are engaging in every day. And there is a connection indeed with our very mission at Pacifica, which is to teach students to think and to live well. To be prepared to not only understand the ideas that shape their world, but also be ready. To be ready when they head out to promote those ideas that are good, true, and beautiful. So, if you're new, what exactly is TGC? It's the Great Conversation. And this time is not just to learn from great thinkers, but actually interact with their ideas. Today it's a United States Senator, a leader of government, and he speaks to a group of high school students and their guests. And in many ways, this is so American that it's unremarkable. Even presidents still kiss babies, right? Our leaders are with us in our system. But in other ways, it's really quite remarkable. It's quite an honor for our school, and it's also remarkable and just a blessing to be in both an age and in a country where leaders come to speak with we the people. We're not removed. Our leaders are amongst us. They are elected by us. And this is a cultural phenomenon that has not always existed and rarely exists in history. And it's shaped our culture, and how it came about is a product of ideas that came before us. And we want to know what those ideas are that our senators and our college presidents will come and speak to us. And we also want to know about the ideas that threaten that. that threatened to remove the leaders from the led, from the people, from the government. And so my main task this morning is not to introduce the senator, which is good because he's not here right now. You're laughing, I'm not. My main task isn't to introduce the senator, but it's to welcome you all to Pacifica and provide just an explanation of what our Great Conversation series is. I do want to note, though, that this particular senator is a perfect TGC speaker. He could give a series of very high-level talks on history, on political and constitutional theory, on raising children in the digital age, or on theology, all of which he is incredibly well-versed in. We hope that our graduates are going to have the exact same ability and be able to go out and to lead our world in the same way. And I hope you as students and as teachers and faculty, as well as guests, will be able to find links between the talks and your studies, and to continue to find these connections amongst all of the disciplines. Because as you finish your time at Pacifica, you'll see even more that there's no bells separating theology from economics. And there's no passing periods in the rest of your life between English and science. In life, all of the subjects that affect our individual lives and the world we live in, they're all thrown in together. And our great cultural leaders and our national leaders are able to speak wisely on all of the topics and across disciplines and show how they weave together and how the good life ought to be lived. And this dialogue is absolutely central and critical to the history of all of Western society, even as much as that might go unnoticed in today's popular media. So if nothing else, Western civilization can be regarded as something that happened over the years when a small tribe of Hebrew wanderers, having a God unlike any of their neighbors, collided with a group of Greek philosophers. And their ideas opened up a dialogue between Jerusalem and Athens unfolded. A dialogue that has been rolling on and shaping our world with a great bang ever since. So these ideas that have shaped our world and continue to promote conversation. Now, geographically, what's fascinating is this all happened within a kind of a cultural backwater of Asia, this little cul-de-sac of Europe, and from that the West was born. And from that, this tradition of the Great Conversation, as Robert Maynard Hutchins of the University of Chicago says, the tradition of the West is embodied in the Great Conversation that began in the dawn of history and continues to the present day. That's what we're trying to do with the TGC, to get everybody into this conversation, and to you, our guests, to be thinking about these things as well, and then enter into conversations with your neighbors. But TGC and Pacifica aren't merely about thinking well. We also are concerned about the soul. We explore not just what makes our knowledge deeper, but our character better. We believe it cannot be the great lecture, right? It has to be audience members entering in conversation. We have to know what the speaker thought, and we have to know what we think, and we'll continue to wrestle with those. And then we're going to test that against what we know. So as we connect us with this great conversation, we hope all of you participating will benefit in both knowledge and character, in grace and in truth. That knowledge, grace, and truth is brought to us today by an outstanding United States Senator. And to our students, I'd say take a moment to enjoy the fact that this 200-student high school that you all have founded just 4 years ago, you get to hear from one of the highest officials in the land. And this is an opportunity unlike any of your peers are most likely going to receive. Take a moment to think about the fact that scholars, technology innovators, professional sports teams, leaders, entrepreneurs, and pastors, and college presidents all come and speak to this wonderful little group of people. Why would they spend their time this way? There is, we believe, something special happening. But students, the adults in the room, know this special something is not just for your fun and enjoyment. To whom much is given, much is expected. The ideas you are learning at a young age and the faith you see modeled in the Pacifica faculty are a gift. And it is a gift we pray you use wisely. We want you to think well, but we also want you to live well. To go out into our world, ready to share goodness and truth with your neighbors. To our guests, welcome. We're thrilled you could join us for another TGC. If you're not familiar with the school, I would encourage you to spend time after the program talking to our board, our administration, our faculty, and especially our students. Learn about what they are learning and how they are learning it in conversation. And then learn about how their faith and character are being impacted at Pacifica. Then I ask you just to imagine the impact these 200 founders will have on the world as they head off as leaders of the next generation. And now it's my privilege and honor to introduce one such leader, a friend I've known since not long after he was born. We share a birthday, if not a birth year. He is our school president and the sort of leader we love here at Pacifica, serving his neighbors. He's thoughtful, he's engaged. Would you please join me in welcoming Pacifica's president?